Hi everyone, hope you're keeping well. Quick short video on DIY. We've got this cabinet here in our dining room. I've already unfortunately started painting it, but I'll put a photo up on what it looked like before I started. We needed to go lighter and just give it a new look. So the easiest is to get some paint and just paint it. So this is chalk paint. You can see the chalk paint. And one get this in different colors. So this is the color we decided to go with. So this is actually very, very easy. So what you do, you take your cabinet and then you just sand it down a little bit. If it's got a little bit of a shine to it, you just sand it down. I think the sand is like what is this, 100. So it doesn't need to be like very rough, so just a little bit sand it down, and then you start painting. So I've started painting yesterday, so I've got one layer on, and then it normally takes about 4 hours to dry. And then you put another layer on, another 4 hours to dry, and then you can seal it. They didn't have the sealant available, so I just took a cheaper one, and the guy said it's just as good. Resilient Velvet Seal. Oh, no, I don't have my glasses on. But there you go. And then you just seal it with whatever sealant you buy. You can decide if you want a gloss finish or a matte finish or a velvet finish. So this finish is going to be a little, the guy said it's going to be, I don't want it a gloss finish. And a matte finish, then the item tends to get dirty easily. So if you've got lots of dogs and kids and husband that mess, then don't go for the matte. Rather get like a velvet thing, because the velvet is the in between of the matte and the gloss. And then you do this, and then if you obviously want that little bit of an older look to it, you can just take your sand again and sand it down on the little edges, on the edges where you want that more of an old look, but then you seal it. So first sand it down on the edges if you want more of an antique look, and then you seal it with your sealant. So let's see how's it going, and then I'll show you the end results of the product. And happy DIY. I'm still busy with the DIY project, so this is now step 3. So I've done the first coat of paint. It dried, so I think 2 days later I did the second coat of paint. And I left it to dry. So what I'm going to do now is just do some, what do you call it, skier. I don't know what it's in English. Sand the edges of the cabinet with sandpaper like this. It's nice in a little block. And the, what do they call, the grade or the grit. This is the same one that I sanded down before I painted it was a P100, so that's how fine it is, a P100. I've also got one that is 80 to 120, which is a much rougher one, but I think this is going to take maybe too much paint off for the purposes or the look that I would want. So I'm taking this one, and then what I'm going to do is I just sand down here and there on the edges to give it a little bit of a more antique look before I then going to seal it with the sealant. Okay, so this is the side of the cabinet. I don't know if you can see nicely. There I've started sanding it down just a little bit so it gives it that more of a washed look. And here, there I haven't done it yet. You can actually see the wood. So what I do, just a little bit sanding like that. And there you can also see, it's quite tiring. So there I've also, sanded down just a little bit on the edges. Otherwise it's just bit of a solid paint, and you don't get that nice look that you would want.